Hi everyone, Jonathan Mills Patrick with you today. I want to talk about a totally different and somewhat new source of capital that is available to startups these days. That is the initial coin offering, or ICO. It's become quite popular, particularly in the startup magazines and in headlines recently. Just to give you a sense of what an ICO is, again, initial coin offering. It's been around since 2013. 2014 was the first large amount of capital that was raised by a startup using an initial coin offering. But really, it's been this year that we've seen the idea of using this funding mechanism to fund capital for a startup pick up ground and pick up steam. The one thing I want to do is set the tone in terms of background. An initial coin offering can exist in the first place because of, hopefully you've heard about this, because of the blockchain. Blockchain is what's called a distributed ledger that allows people to publicly see the movement of transactions. And when you talk about blockchain, most people think immediately of Bitcoin. They do not entirely go together. Bitcoin is moved across the blockchain, but blockchain is a totally different thing than Bitcoin. We'll get to some of that here in just a second. So blockchain is a distributed ledger where people can publicly see transactions. It doesn't always involve the movement of money. For instance, some of the things that they're working on in leveraging blockchain technology is the movement of what's called smart contracts. So where instead of having to push paper back and forth, we might see contracts extended through the blockchain and tracked and monitored through the blockchain. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It's one of the first ones, and it's the most well known by most people. It has become pretty popular in the public. There are organizations who are accepting Bitcoin as payment. So companies even like Walmart and others in the United States will accept Bitcoin as payment. It's just a digital currency. It's not what's called a fiat currency, which would be hard money that you would be able to hold that's backed by a government entity. So just keep in mind, for the context of an initial coin offering, that it's not necessarily Bitcoin, and that is not the same as the blockchain. So one of the things about initial coin offering, what startups are doing, is it's sort of a crowdfunding through cryptocurrency is really what it is. So here's an example. If Bitcoin did not exist, you as a startup founder might have created this idea of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. You would create a certain number of Bitcoins and value each of those Bitcoins, and then you would sell them to investors as a way to fund your startup. Investors would buy those Bitcoins, you would get the dollars, and they would get a certain number of shares or number of your Bitcoins in this example. The thing about this to understand is it is an investment. They are investing in your company, and so what has happened recently is the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, is starting to take note of what is going on. Haven't really placed any big rulings quite yet, but you can imagine that this is going to be regulated. So if going down this route in terms of an initial coin offering, an ICO, is something that you're thinking about doing as a startup founder, you need to be real careful. I highly recommend you talk to an SEC registered attorney about doing this. Again, it is an investment in your startup. One of the other reasons that people will do this, buy your initial coin offerings, because those can be traded like a security. That's the reason I said you need to talk to an SEC registered attorney. So it's a brand new funding mechanism that's out there. It's picking up a lot of attention. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to make you aware of it. I have not personally been part of any ICOs quite yet, but they are starting to hit the headlines. You're going to see more and more of them along the way. So it is a source of capital that you need to be aware of. Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.